Welcome to Aberdeen, Scotland. After many months of waiting, international curling is finally back on TV screens around the world as we're able to gather the best of the best under the same roof again. We missed out on the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship last year in Kelowna, but we're very happy to run this event this week on the Scottish coast. We'll take you inside the venue. Curl Aberdeen, Czech Republic will play Canada in a game with huge playoff implications. Let's meet the teams for Czech Republic. The 2013 bronze medalists of Zuzana Pavlova and Tomáš Paul. They will play together and they'll play Canada. Brad Gushue playing alongside Kerry Einarsson. It's going to be a pretty important game for both here. Canada with 1 foot into the playoffs with a win here. As you can see the standings, Czech Republic 1 win behind the Canada and Italy. Germany and RCF also on 4 wins looming. Scotland of course topping the standings with 6 wins, 1 loss. So we'll see the other games to be played this afternoon. And there's definitely a few games to keep an eye on. Germany will take on Australia. Italy will play RCF. Scotland take on Korea. And then Hungary will play Spain. Of course, we'll try and keep you up to date on the scores elsewhere, especially now that we're coming to the end of group play. We do play mixed doubles curling, and to run you through the rules, we have 2 players, 1 male, 1 female, 1 pre-positioned stone per team per end. Both teams will throw 5 stones each per end, and the game is scheduled for 8. 22 minutes of thinking time awarded the teams at the start of the game. They also have a timeout and 5-minute halftime break as well, so lots of thinking time. The players play stones 1 and 5, or the middle 3 stones. They are allowed to switch positions between ends. There are no takeouts until the 4th played stone, so it really makes for an exciting game. Lots of action, lots of stones in play, and of course we get that 1 power play per team as well at some point during the game. And we see Czech Republic outdrawing Canada by quite some margin in terms of winning the last stone advantage. So it is Canada to start. Kerry Einarsson will kick out the hack here and throw the first draw. I'm Sander Olvag and I'm joined by the always charming Alan Chalmers. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Xander. Thank you for that very polite introduction this time. Looking forward to the session in general, I think. The games are getting close. We're at the sharp end of the tournament. Rankings and qualification definitely on the line now. Teams can almost taste the playoff zone. So let's hope for as good a game as we want it to be.
That first stone will end up top of the button for Canada. Zuzana Pavlova will follow, throwing stones 1 and 5 for Czech Republic, or Czechia, as they are also now known as. Just speaking to some of the players from the last session, felt like it was maybe running a tad straighter. Quite cold this morning. Not the best weather we're having outside here in Aberdeen at the moment.
No, it's just a little shower, I think we would call this morning, Xander. But the humidity in the arena is the same. Possibly had to just change some of the dehumidifiers to combat the dampness, which may just affect the ice. I'm no ice technician, I think, Xander. That's more under your area of expertise.
Needs a curl, Kerry.
I'll just take it from the players. If they felt like it was a little bit straighter, I'm sure that might ring true. And we do see maybe just a tad less finish right here, so just keep an eye on that. But good draw from Brad Gushue. Nestles up against a red stone top 4.
Okay.
It has been very consistent from day 1 in terms of curl and speed.
Both teams looking to control the top of the 4-foot circle. Excellent start so far.
Tomáš Paul coming back down to have second look.
prostě, já bych tam chtěla zůstat před nima, ne?
Zůstal tady. No, a to jsem chtěl hrát, ty jsi mi ukazoval posun, já bych chtěl předně jenom.
Tak jenom drop?
Předně jenom.
I think they maybe just called the freeze here, although with last stone, it would be very tempting to maybe move the yellows a bit, tap things back, and just leave yourself a bit more room. Tomáš Powell. Played together a long time, these two. Of course, now married for a few years as well. Looking to step up on that podium again, like they did back in 2013. And of course, qualify Czech Republic for the Olympic Games. They're close. Certainly in with a chance this week.
Can you just drop down a bit?
Sure.
Either that or we freeze here.
Yeah, very, very tight at the top of the table. 6 teams effectively still in it for 3 world qualification spots, and the rest playing off for Olympic spots. So this game and another one later on this evening will determine the final rankings. So plenty still to play for.
Yeah, I think maybe freeze right in here.
Yep, yep. Even if I chap off for that one.
Chisel it here, yeah.
Ten červený komoru a dalším konem budeme hrát přes něj. Same weight, eh?
Yeah, same weight's perfect. A little more.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
93.
Line's good though. Whoa, 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 Carrie. Whoa, let it curl. Let it curl, whoa.
We'll get a good look at the
Let it
finish
curl.
here.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
See, there's
Needs to curl.
still lots of curl here.
Needs to curl. Still needs to curl. Hard now, hard, 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 hard.
Great shot.
Jakou váhou?
9,5, 9.
Půl, 8 půl.
Oh.
8 půl. Nechtěli jsme hrát komoru?
Well, makes the hit here.
Just draw one
Tomáš
in
Powell.
there.
Do you ever make that?
Is it double there?
This one's a wee bit lower than this one.
Yeah. That'd be tough.
But as long as we kicked it out to here,
That's tough.
if we ever just draw here, then he does this, and
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
think we
I don't
need
mind
to-
trying to get in there.
yeah.
Okay.
What kind of weight for?
I think give me a peel.
Heel? Okay.
So they'll play the hit and roll off the wide red.
Když to nouzne, tak budeme hrát ten sval.
Tough to make the double very flat angle, but as Anderson says, even if you just kick out that red stone peeking out on the left-hand side here, just kick that
Forever straight,
away a
actually.
few feet, leave the shooter, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think they recognise there's no perfect solution out of this one at the moment, this puzzle. So just trying to make it as hard as they can for the Czech Republic at the moment.
More important where the shooter ends up here. Even if they just roll into it, I think they'll be pretty happy with it. Brad Gushu will play big weight
Hard!
early on the sweep.
Hard! Whoa, whoa!
So catches it maybe a fraction thin. Shooter spills beyond the tee line. Still pretty good.
Yeah, he was looking to be squarer on the second one that they hit. Would have held it top of the 1 foot. Just come round the back and slid deep. Gives a path in for Tomáš Powell.
Gets it in there.
So he almost catching the underside of that second red. So it spills through. Still not a lot of room for the Czechs to score 2. First they need to put a red on the button. A lot of yellows in around the forefoot. Sporting a very excellent mustache this week, Tomáš Pau.
Dobrý směr.
7. Žilmi uší.
Tak jo. Směr je dobrý. Směr je dobrý. Lehce úzký, jo.
Musím na váhu.
Málo místa.
Well, this one looking a bit shy for weight early.
Needing to work hard on this one, I think. Xander, it's just curling on him. You see.
Actually, weight wasn't too bad, just a little tight for line. Over curls.
Should I just hit this?
I don't think that's hurting us. That's super thin to get it in there. Like if we bump this up and stay like right there, steal a 1 for sure, likely 2.
Už bys to neudělal.
Yeah.
Milý to, nesvládlo.
Because I think.
But even if we hit that, roll it, and it's...
Well, yeah. Well, if you're gonna hit, you could probably do this. And lie 3.
Já to chápu, ale nevím, co jsi měla dělat.
You want to do that? Kind of weight.
Like, do you like normal?
Normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Musím dát i ten náš, co zadní. Budeme hrát pik těch dvou, takhle ten červený, žlutý, zprava.
Kara Einarsson, she throws the
Yep.
first stones of the end,
Yep.
and therefore the last
Yep.
stones of the end.
Hard!
Wait, stop!
Hard! 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 Gotta go, Carrie! Gotta go! Hard! Hard! Real good.
I think they'll be happy with that result.
Excellent
It's
shot.
the red and clicks the yellow over. They have 3 yellows surrounding the button. Can you even score here?
Yeah, I did.
To ta zkreslená rany asi
Just
špatně.
minimum ice in that fresh spot. That's
Okay. Yeah, I made sure.
Zase
Make sure you kept it firm.
Yeah, you threw it where...
No, I don't think so, Xander. There's,
Yeah, it was just minimum.
don't think there's a way you're going to spill everything. I don't think there's a path on either hand. So no, this is. I think this is check damage limitation here.
I can't see how we're not going to get 2, because if she makes it there, I think this one comes back and kills this one.
Yeah.
I think I might agree with Gushu here.
Hard to cut us down to 1.
Might be hard to even
But I guess it is there. If
just cut them down to 1.
to bude spíš rovný, jo?
I think she's going to have to play a cracking shot just to have Canada steal just a 1. Line 3 right now. So I'm slashing in the open yellow with some speed. I'm hoping to rattle as many Canadian counters as possible here. Last stone first, then Czech Republic. Big pressure on Susanna Pavlova. So what you got here? Oh, she's made an excellent shot. Really, really good. It's hard to be happy giving up a steal, but that is a bit of a lifesaver there from Pavlova. And I think when you've been outplayed in a curling end, just giving up a 1 is not the worst. You'll take it and move on.
Yeah, brilliant last shot, really, under the circumstances. Chasing Canada 4-0 after one end. Might have been a step too far, but kept themselves in the game already. So they'll take a lot of confidence from that, I think.
She made a good one. Get it on the nose, I think we steal 2 for sure, but...
Super kámen. Hezký. Já jsem si říkal, že mohl vyjet si ten, který byl jako nahoře, ale už tolikrát jsme si říkali, že něco vyjede a pak to tam zůstalo jako zadžimovaný. Jo, bych mohl hrát hlavně na scoreboard.
5 seconds, you're good.
Sekali jsme se z výhody do první mendu.
Canada will get the second end going.
Should be there.
Stealing 1 in the first end.
Right now.
Means they start again.
Lots of weight.
Whoever scores will always have to start the next end.
Line's good. Clean it. Yes. Yeah, line.
So it's generally a good thing if you keep starting every end of a curling game, Alan.
Over curling.
Yes, you're doing something right.
Oh, we're
You're
just
always
losing
scoring.
my line.
There's no blank ends in mixed doubles curling. That would be the only caveat on that, I guess, Xander. But
Okay.
if you go first, you're doing something right.
Scream my ear. I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't seen many blank ends.
Je to tvoje, jo?
Doesn't really
Směr je dobrý.
help you much, the blank ends. As you say, you'll lose the hammer in mixed doubles curling, unlike the four-person
Zakar.
game.
Zatahuj, Tome, zatahuj, zatahuj, zatahuj. Zatím jedu ze široka,
And
zatahuj.
it's not really set up for
To je výborný.
blank ends anyway. With the pre-positioned stones, we really do get a lot of rocks in play. And calling them rocks, I believe, is a bit controversial around these parts. Canada call them rocks, and here they're called stones. I use both interchangeably, Alan, because I cater to the worldwide audience.
403.
Yep.
We
Come on,
would
Early.
consider rocks to be the little
Mine's good,
small
mine's good.
pebbles or things that you might
Yep.
use in your garden for decoration.
I know.
Where is it?
Gotta go.
Yep. Yep, fine.
That's going to be an ongoing discussion between
Race close.
the two powerhouses of curling,
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Canada and Scotland.
Would you have your whiskey on the rocks?
whoa, 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 whoa.
Sure.
Shot. Very nice.
I might have my whiskey on stones as well.
What'd you get
Need
there,
a bigger
Carrie?
glass.
403.
Oh, okay.
Tomasz Powell.
Výborný směr.
6.
Had a really great start to the week, the Czechs. I think they were able to figure out the ice and get comfortable earlier than most teams. And really played well from the very start. And of course, now other teams may be catching up with them a little bit in terms of getting comfortable. But they had a good head start.
Super úhel. Fair one.
Okay.
Strana 6.
4-6.
4-6.
We just want to freeze here.
You got me thinking about whiskey now, Xander. And
What turn are you thinking?
obviously the weather outside today is not great.
Okay.
But the Scottish expression is today's rain is tomorrow's whiskey.
I see.
So that's our version of every cloud is a silver lining.
I'm sure you need that saying quite often.
425.
This is the first bad day we've had all week, Xander. I think it's not been brilliant summer weather, but
it's a good
Mine's
thing
good.
we do an inside
Walk
sport.
it on there. Mine's good. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Mostly locked up in
No
our
bounce.
hotel and
No bounce. No bounce.
venue anyway.
No, can't.
Okay, that's not bad.
Not allowed to go and hit the beach. Neither do I want to.
So much dirt out here.
You see Scott Pfeiffer, coach
Okay.
for Canada.
Už asi odsaď, co?
Ale oni pak vyletějí tyhle, když to on to bouchne a vyletí tohle.
Quite the experienced curler. Not so much
Ale
in
když
mixed
to
doubles,
bouchne z
but
druhé strany, jak je
I
to to
believe
samý.
4 gold medals playing for Andy
Jako
Furby
úplně nejlepší,
and men's
nebo
play
prostě
at the World Championships.
A ty červený nevědou, když to budou hrát z téhle strany. Stojíme 2, 1.
jedna jenom.
4 and 5 years in the early 2000s. Untouchable round about that period.
I guess they only lost out in Lausanne after controversy with a few hogged stones back when we didn't have the eye on the hog technology. The umpires would have to actually pull the stones themselves if they felt players were across the hog line. I think Randy Furby was on the end of those decisions.
Tak jste širší, ne?
Ale je
Směr
to
je dobrý.
slabší.
Směr je dobrý.
Now you can see the green light on the stone,
Tvoje.
just indicating that the stone's released before the hog
Zatím
line, and
dobrý směr. Jedu na komoru.
Jenom guard.
Jedu na komoru.
that's really helped a lot.
Jedu na
I
komoru.
haven't seen too many hog stones this week. I think I saw one, and that was Matsumura
You can get to the nose, yep.
trying to shake off some debris
The
on
other
his
option is
stone
just to throw a
picks.
guard. But
Yeah.
It's really,
You like going
for the
for
most
it?
part, a non-issue.
So,
Jakub Baris,
I don't know,
coach
what
for
do you
Czech
think?
Republic.
Well, I'm going to have to play a fresh
See a camera there as well next to him, recording all the games, I believe, for
On this one, we have one
briefing
little
purposes, being able to come back and see what went wrong or what went well, analyzing the game post-match.
Yep, part of the modern day way of curling, that everything is dissected and reanalyzed, used to
good.
improve your
It'll be a
game,
little fresh.
give you some advantage in the next game. Very high tech.
Když se stukne, kádrujeme jedničku.
Weight's good.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, Carrie.
Weight's good.
Whoa. Whoa. Needs to curl.
12.
Curl. 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 Curl.
Oh, really good shot by Brad Gushu, who's able to push those red stones behind the tee line, keeps the shooter in front, makes it very hard for the Czechs.
Všechny žlutý jdou pryč, až na tenhle.
It's not, yeah.
Komora přesná.
Should have came down.
Komora přesná, nebo z druhé strany, jo.
Oh, you make a good tap. We're fine, but
Yeah.
should have guarded.
Shoot.
Not quite out of the woods yet, Canada. What's the thinking here, Alan?
To me, it looks like they're going to place some weight on that front red, try and push it into the two yellows at the top of the forefoot, split them apart, make some room. There's nothing on either hand yet.
Same path as you're drawing.
Having to be quick up on his feet here. Foul. Past the guard, runs it back, does get a few yellows moving. And I think Czech Republic sitting one.
Okay. So thinking like there.
Well, you're drawing
There
the
was that
button
option
we
as
got
well.
there, so
Yeah.
we wanna
Different
take
double
a
than I
little
saw, but that was
tighter.
also
I threw that there
of use
with
to them
whatever
ultimately.
weight I had
Okay.
for reference.
So just a little bit more.
I think you could probably.
No, to je smrdí na stýl, no. Ale kdyby udělala, tam můžeme mít něco na
Like if our line is good, we could be back 8.
Případně, když
Yeah.
So I think you can go probably just outside edge of the
žlutý
8.
tam
Do you like
stane
that, or
Ten říkal, že bychom hráli o tu 4 nahoru.
give me the same weight you threw on your first one this end?
it is difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes interpreting what the players are going to do. There's no. Most teams don't use a skip. They'll debate it amongst themselves, and then they prefer to have a sweeper than a skip. So we don't often know exactly how the stones are going to be coming out. Reactive here.
Yep.
Part of the challenge.
Whoa,
Looking for the tap up here, Canada.
You're not on it. Close, yep. Whoa, whoa.
Having to tap this onto the red stone back button.
No.
That should kill the end.
Sit.
Just catches it a
Good
bit
shot.
high, but I think it's enough for Canada.
That's good.
Zase na ten
Not
posun.
on it too.
No, ale
Totally
tohle tam
yell at
nestojí.
you.
Tohle to smrdí akorát.
Again, looks very hard to score for Czech
To je
Republic.
to, když hraješ posun T-lineou. T-line
Yeah,
posun.
the tapped up stone is really difficult to get out of there.
Just yell it. Musí být trochu větší, že jo?
Ne, nemůže to být větší. Ve chvíli, kdy ťuknem ten červený, ten žlutý přes červený, tak si odmažem. Když to blbý, trefí z blbý úhlu,
I
chápeš?
think they called the tap up on the red here. That's an extremely difficult shot.
6.5, 7 foot tap up. You can't even see the whole stone to get it there. It's high tariff shot.
A jsem třetina je dobrá, ne?
He's got nothing for weight. Nothing but a ton of risk.
Yeah.
There's no point playing too much weight here. It could be a bit risky. So I think he's just trying to tap this pretty much straight to the button, and do not underestimate how hard it is to tap another stone to a very specific spot.
Zatím čekej.
Budu muset!
Zatím čekej.
Last stone, second end. Susanna Pavlova. Not been left anything easy so far in the game. Tomáš Paul. I mean, this is close if it has the weight. Line was perfect, just didn't have the legs to get there.
Hezký pokus.
It's a great attempt.
One yellow.
But Canada will steal another point here. All over Czech Republic so far through 2 ends of play.
Prostě, oni jsou lepší zatím.
2-point lead in mixed doubles isn't all that.
Neudělali nějakou výraznou.
Very open game still, 6 ends to go here in Curl Aberdeen.
Yeah, we're just losing line on my first one. He's just got to hit it earlier. And, yeah.
This is better, but still, yeah.
That's what he told me.
A bit more precise.
Okay.
Jo. Get on the scoreboard.
We are already in the third end of play.
Lots of weight, Packy.
These mixed doubles ends, they go by rather quick. Canada stealing in both the first ends, so they start once more. Still haven't had the last stone advantage, Canada. But I don't think they'll mind.
Hard, Brad, hard! Man.
Very good line on the shot. Just was hoping to maybe carry it a foot deeper. She's having fun out there. Well, staying bubbly.
It's about the same weight as this way.
Yeah?
Out of your hand, yeah.
Hodně točíte, jo?
Okay, já jsem
In a fresher path or no?
What's that?
Have a little fresher.
Susanna Pavlova looking to come down onto the yellow, maybe tap it back. This one caught some curl, and it's going to catch the guard as well. Not ideal.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Where am I aiming here?
I was aiming edge.
Edge of the rings?
Yes, at the top.
Okay. Love to bump this frozen, if we could.
Okay.
Just above that 80% mark for
Wait, Sarah.
Brad Gushu. Tournament
Mine's good,
accuracy.
close. Yep. Whoa, wait,
Very
wait.
good numbers in
Wait's
mixed
good.
doubles play.
Yep. Whoa.
Wait's good.
Yep, yep.
Said, I think he said he was looking to tap the yellow frozen onto the back one.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And
Very nice.
he'll do exactly that.
Brad's come to play today.
He's had enough time to get comfortable. Eyeing a spot in the playoffs, and don't think he wants to do any worse than his teammate Brett Gallant, who went runner-up 2 years ago in Stavanger. I'm sure his teammates are watching back home.
Canada, of course, the defending Olympic champions.
Sure.
Okay.
You like the guard?
We take a look in on
What else are you
another
thinking?
important game this afternoon. Italy playing RCF. Last stone for Italy.
Metà okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can see the RCF had jumped out to 2-0 lead after the first end. This is the Italian last stone. Just couldn't quite see how the stones were lying because Mosner was in the way. However, I think there's a yellow RCF stone that needs taken out of the forefoot.
Wait's good.
Line's a little tight. Might over curl a bit, Carrie.
Tight.
Whoa. Whoa, let it stop, let it stop. Let it stop.
Tight. Really tight.
Whoa, let it stop, let it stop. Whoa. Whoa. Hey, hey.
Constantini up, throwing and up out their slide. Thin double off her own one.
Go, 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 come on.
Get the yellow away and count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4 counters to Italy. What a shot. A brave call hitting off your own one.
Wow.
4-2.
Impeccable.
And that's a key game in the group, so we will try and keep as much of an eye on that as we can whilst we all concentrate on the Czech-Canada game.
Great shot by Stefania Constantini. They lead 4-2 on RCF. We saw Czech Republic take the guard off. Canada more or less replacing it by coming into the top of the 12-foot. Tomáš Paul with a chance to run it back here. Try and open it up. It's going to just run that yellow onto their own red, not helping too much. Does clear the front.
Think so.
Yeah.
But just on the back foot so far in the game, the Czechs.
To zkoušet rovnou? Já vím, musím přes ten žlutý.
Jako dovnitř?
Jo.
Můžeme, no.
Buď to trefím moc na komoru a udělám tohle. Ne, jako na to, abych trefil ten zadní, jak tak čtvrtka. Ještě zevnitř.
Higher.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, stay down.
They were off to flying start, Czech Republic.
Clean.
Straight
Just
wins
clean,
to
just
start
clean.
the week.
Just clean it, Carrie. Whoa, just clean.
And then they've lost 3 in the last
Just
4.
clean.
Just tight.
Get ready to finish it a bit.
They
Yep.
have Germany left to play as well.
Yep. Whoa. That's good.
Good.
Nebo ještě furt můžeme
Canada
hrát ten
playing
round dolů.
RCF in their last
Co myslíš?
group game.
Když to nehodím, tak jsme v háji.
Which I believe we're also covering tonight.
Makes it. We're gonna make a freeze, but if he misses it, we're in good shape.
So it looks like Tomáš Paul might be coming off the winger.
Oh boy.
The wide Yellowstone here. Roll in towards the button. Does a decent job.
Yeah. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay. If you
By
can
the
stay a
shot, but
little
he
high,
just two
it's
of his
not
own
bad,
counters in the
Carrie.
4-foot.
Like there's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
angles on the front red one, which is usable. Canada will come fully onto their own Yellowstone. Tighten down the scoring zone.
What do you think for speed on this side?
I think it's pretty good. Like
Okay.
14, I think. I was throwing edge and they were gradually getting there.
Do you think edge?
I think for you probably a little inside.
Má
You
na
can
konci brutální
Yeah.
finish, ale
Okay.
zase když
Yep.
hodíš backline,
Ale která backline?
no ale musíš to vzít trošku větší váhou. Ale tam pravděpodobně velmi do těch kvíz, ne?
I like the weight.
Okay, I like it. Mine's good. Running right now, Brad. Easy.
Minimum.
There it goes. Make it good.
See how wide
Line's really
the
good.
stone comes
Hard.
before making a break.
Got a curl. It's got a curl. Hard. 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 Little more. Go.
Perhaps
go,
just a
go.
bit too wide for Einarsson on this one.
Na dvojku to není.
Just looked a little wider than mine coming down.
Jakou váhu to chceš hrát teda? Takže něco skoro jako backline, jo? Chcem trefit
Does
tak...
take away the easiest shot for Czech Republic to score.
But it felt like a bit of fresh pebble.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leaves this half-stone tap up.
Half rock tighter, I think we're probably there. Yeah. Because mine, when I was playing, they were kind of getting the split center, so I think we're just...
Yeah, much harder to tap a stone to the button than to just draw
I
there
really like the weight you threw out of your hand.
directly.
60 je hodně. Jo, OK.
Oh, shoot. Looks like she's only playing it for once.
Ale jestli si nám nedat půlku.
Kind of hard.
Yeah, Kuch is saying they're only playing for
It's no
1.
hack.
Yeah.
Third of a rock.
Going for
hack.
2 here looks hard because that
Maybe that's what
back
she's doing.
yellow is pretty much frozen. It's maybe possible. I think Czech Republic might be happy just to get on the scoreboard here after giving up 2 consecutive steals.
Backline.
Back up.
Backline.
We'll see. Backline might be enough weight to move the yellow.
Větší backline.
Last stone, third end for
Really close.
Susanna Pavlova. Husband on the broom here. Chip the red in. It will just be for the 1, but still good shot there.
One red.
I think that was the call all along for Czech Republic. They'll be happy to take their single.
Ještě musíme tyhle zdečka prohodit.
It's a very close scoreline. Although Canada's been all over Czech Republic. They just lead by the single. They also have last on advantage when we return with the 4th end.
She get a little wider than I was? Yeah. Had to, because the time like it should have been there. Yeah, And when I was brushing, it felt frosty. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. She said she didn't think so. But yeah.
Mraku čas. Kurz z té pravé strany. Kurz z té pravé? Není to jedno, si řekni. Vlastně si nepamatuju, s kterým jsme hráli předtím. Máš 10.
Czech Republic scores a single point in the third end, so that means they will start the fourth. Had a few problems scoring with the last stone advantage, so sometimes just getting rid of the hammer might change the momentum of the game. They get to draw in to the house first, and they can try and steal instead here to tie the game up for halftime. Have you ever had that feeling, Alan, playing a game? You can't set anything up with last stone, and then you get rid of it, and all of a sudden you're doing much better.
Certainly had the feeling where
Got a 14-3 on that.
nothing's feeling right. Probably too many times to mention, actually. But you're right. Just sometimes just the confidence of getting on the board. This obviously you don't want to be multiple points down if you can help it, but sometimes it just requires the spark you get from being on the board. It changes things. The shots you're playing are different. The shots the opposition have to counteract with different. And we do tend to see in mixed doubles that teams can go on runs where they score one end, two end, three ends. But then the momentum can change and the other team come back at them. So it's not as maybe conventional as the fours game where it goes alternate up and down the board. There's definitely streaks.
Yeah, I've seen many streaks in this competition so far. Teams scoring in both 3 and 4 consecutive ends. It's just harder to keep things open. Canada comes down, taps the stone off the button. It doesn't quite curl enough there for Susanna. Yeah, take a look at all the scores so far here, Alan.
Yep, across the sheet you can see that it's Australia 2, Germany 2, Italy 5, RCF 2. Scotland raced out to 7-0 lead. Czech Republic 1, Canada 2, and Hungary 4, Spain 0. Spanish woes continue.
Needs a curl, Carrie.
Yeah, they've been so close as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to check their scores, and I think although they haven't got a win yet, I think they've had a lot of close defeats, which is a heartbreaking way to do it.
Certainly had the shot to win against Canada.
3 up playing RCF last night, lost to 4 without having to make RCF play their last stone.
Yeah, just maybe needing to work a bit on closing games out, defending a lead. What's clear for every team in the competition is they'll go home with a lot more experience. For some teams, they'll be qualified for the Olympic Games. Others might have to go and play pre-qualifiers to get there. It's going to be a busy season after the summer, leading up to Beijing.
All those pictures should be a little clearer after this set of games is finished.
Yeah, this group is very open. The other one, we have 3 teams qualified already before the last session. Sweden, Norway and Switzerland are through.
for the Worlds
T line.
for tomorrow.
Correct. Yeah, still Olympic berths to be played for.
Yep, looks like position 4 in either group is going to be the key position for the Olympic qualifiers.
404.
China will be there as the hosts. I don't think they're going to feature in the playoffs.
Okay, weight's good, Brad.
Are we heavy? Yep.
England are coming up on the rails in that group, which will make the WCF's job interesting.
Top button now.
If they were to get into the zone. They wouldn't be involved in any playoff games because they have given the rights for the GB points to Team Scotland.
Okay, good.
So there might be a few countries willing on England to finish in that 4th slot from this other group. So I'm not sure we're making this any clearer, Xander.
No, that's why I usually just wait until the end. So many hypotheticals, even when there's just 2 games left to play. I think coming into the final session for both groups, things will be a little bit easier to explain and see what can happen. But yeah, I've been through this so many times, Alan.
Yeah, it's amazing how often you think they're going to be complex tiebreakers and rules to split the teams, and then when the final stone is thrown in the final session of the group.
And you're having to rank teams on head-to-head, draw shot challenge. And I think it's important for the teams not to get too hung up on it either and just focus on playing the games.
Yeah, and they've still got a medal to win here, many of these teams still. First focus will be to get their country through to the Beijing Olympics, but there's also a very prestigious world title to play for. So I suppose it depends what your expectations were at the start of the week.
Bump that into here. But I'm worried where the shooter would go.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's get it in there.
Same weight.
Yep.
I think you might see some of the weight on certain teams' shoulders disappear after just securing the spot in the Olympics, and then can focus on the World Championship. The big nations like Canada, Sweden, Switzerland, who are expected to be in the Olympic Games, as soon as they can check that box, it'll probably be a little easier to play with less pressure and just focus on becoming champions.
Yep.
Brad Gushu will draw on the clockwise turn here. Try and nestle this in on the side of the button.
Hard for line! Hard for line! Hard! Hard! Whoa! Yep!
Nice shot.
Sorry, I had to have to.
This old chip and roll. It spins in for second shot.
Evens out, I guess. Geez, that curled a lot. Weight was good, eh?
It was really nice. Perfect.
Třeba by tenhle se jenom stříznul o ten centiák, no.
Komoru? Tohodle? Na tempo je sem. Ty jsi mi zůstaneme tady?
Já to nemůžu hrát větším váhou, ne?
Co?
It's a familiar feeling, I think, for Czech Republic here.
Tu chvíli tenhle červený nikam neputuje.
Well, if they knows this,
No real way in to score, or not score a point, but to lie.
Protože
Even shot.
So she does
nevím, jestli to není málo, ještě 70. Chceme ho trefit.
Canada controlled the front of the forefoot all the way through this end. It's very difficult again for Paulova.
I think the call is to come down onto the stone just played by Canada. Try and get to the inside. Maybe try and get a little bump on the yellow. Perhaps sit for second shot.
Well, I said it to him. I said, that was gross. I had it up yesterday.
60 jsem větší, jo? Ale tady to moc nejde, jo?
She must have a lot of weight.
Větší hek!
Penultimate stone of the fourth end on its way. This one needs to curl Trying to get to the inside of the yellow. Well, won't get there. So Canada still lies 2. Is there a chance to get in for 3?
No, unless I do. Ooh, Brett, I wonder.
I think you can go ahead and hit this thick and just try and come in, crash into ours and stay there.
Yeah.
Because this one goes
that
nowhere.
one's going into there.
The other option, I do believe we can still do the same thing and get that into there.
But
This will
I'm
come
worried
in.
that might kick it up to here.
You'd have to hit that super thin, but we could play normal and just try and hit half a rock. This one here, you'd have to play peel and hit like 2/3.
I think this one's less risky.
Yeah, I don't see any risk with this. Because
No.
if this goes through and you kick this up, this one's staying right there for 2 as well.
Okay.
But yeah, you could, if you see this, I'm certainly okay with it because it's there.
I think it is.
We just got to make sure we can't touch this one. If we touch this one, then our shooter goes. Right?
Yeah. Do you like that?
What's that?
I think so.
You want it 2/3. Half is too thin.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to hold?
No, you can sweep.
Okay.
Just show me the broom.
So Gushu talking through the options.
I'd say for you, you'd want to be around right there.
Leaves it up to the discretion of Einarsson which shot she wants to play, feels more comfortable with. You can see the talk was either chipping in the yellow on the left-hand side as we saw it, or I believe just trying to hit and roll off the red into snag a piece of the button, Alan.
What?
Time out. I'm not convinced on this shot.
I was just about to say he's so positive and self-assured,
No, I want to take a little
and
bit
it
more
must be
time.
really nice to play with.
This extra point here is...
bolster carry. It's lovely to hear, but you can hear him talking through every option. Nothing's a problem.
I don't think we can kick this very far.
That one?
Half a rock in that one. Yeah. You get in there, it's no risk. Make sure you get your juice. You don't ever want to...
Okay.
Like, I think we can get away with a third to half with normal. I think the window is bigger here.
Okay, so just hit 3/4 high?
No, you want to hit half a rock high.
Half?
3/4 isn't going to get it in far enough. We want to be... I think you can get away with a third, to be quite honest.
What kind of weight?
Normal?
Normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would go a little bit more on this side.
A little more?
Yeah. We don't want to hit much more than half a rock.
Do you want to hold for this one
Yeah,
then?
sure.
I almost felt like Gushu was just hoping that Einarsson picked this option in the first place, and when she didn't, Gushu felt like revisiting the call.
Got the nod from Scott Pfeiffer to say, yeah, let's go with that one. We think there's more tolerance, I guess. This one, I don't think you can do much damage really on the front one, but they are worried that if they hit it slightly too thin, the shooter would get 2 grazies and then going back up the rings.
I do think he's going to lose quite a bit of momentum after catching the red last stone, fourth end. Kerry just trying to chip in the yellow for 3.
Hit a piece of it. Has he got any of it?
And there we go.
Good try.
I think it's two.
Or did they push it a bit too far?
For sure.
2 for sure, I think.
That's very close. She did catch it quite a bit thinner than they were hoping.
I think it's just 2. Carrie, have a look. You want to have a look, Carrie?
So we're looking for about half, and I think they caught,
measure.
well, maybe a quarter.
Yeah, why not?
So it's skirted a bit too
Okay.
far.
Break. It's nice.
Yeah, I think it's it's
This is for third shot. Yeah. 2
Oh,
yellows
we
for
may
sure.
as well measure.
So we'll just wait for the measure before we can confirm.
I wasn't sold on it. I didn't like it.
Já mám tu roušku tam někde v čoubu.
I know you've noticed you've been putting shortbread on the line, Sander, with the Rona.
This one
No
was a
offer on this one for me.
dramatically harder shot than that one.
Yeah.
I think I'm leaning towards red.
I'll go yellow. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly the brand of shortbread I want, so
I thought it was just a little pop.
we're talking,
I thought,
how
it
big
was
of a
max
box are we
ice. I think
talking?
the ice was there
How
for
big's
about-
your weight allowance on the flight back to Norway?
We hit about a quarter. Yeah, we hit a third. We'd probably get away
don't
with
have
it.
a lot of room left after all the suit jackets I brought.
Something else.
2/3, you probably
So we're waiting for the umpire to measure. I go red, you go yellow. Shortbread on the line.
I'm beginning to swither now.
Well, if I knew he was going to
There's
take
no
this long,
no backsies.
we have plenty of time to.
Yeah, we'll take
Yeah.
power play because.
Of course, we'll have a halftime break after this measure, so the team's effectively just getting a bit of a longer break.
We got it yesterday, so it even.
Here we go. The macrometer measure. Now to check which stone is closer.
Sander, when they do the draw the shot challenge at the beginning and the end, they use laser technology. Why do we still use this one for the other measure?
I've just been told it's more accurate.
It is more accurate, okay.
It's also fancier to look at. And we'll see the dial, and it is red.
Yeah, it's yellow.
And I have some shortbread,
It's yellow.
and this day is turning a bit more sunny, even though it is rain outside. Well, 2 points for Canada. I was very close from Anderson. I don't think it was a bad call, just caught it a bit too thin. So Czech Republic happy to just hold them to 2. I think Canada still fairly happy to score the 2. They will, of course, lead the game 4-1, looking pretty comfortable so far. They've put a lot of pressure on Czech Republic.
Especially if you're down.
So the 5-minute clock starts, and the teams will have a break. We'll take a look back at the highlights so far in the game.
No, and her miss has been short.
Like,
I will let it be short too.
I don't want the score to happen.
Having it stop top button is so much better. Thank you.
I can't hear her at all, so I'm like I keep telling her.
So we can just look back at the highlights of the first half. It's been all Canada so far. However, there were a great couple of Czech Republic stones in there to keep the game under control a little bit. This is Pavlova, first end, facing 4. Everyone seemed to think that moving 2 was the best option, but there we go. She managed to spill 3 to cut the scoring down to 1 for Canada, who lead 1-0 after one end. Into the second end again, Canada have control. Czech Republic looking to tap up the short red just outside the rings there. That's gentle weight. As the stone came closer down, we can see that the line was absolutely perfect. Hits the point of the stone that she was looking for, but it just runs out of steam. But again, a great effort from Pavlova. Kept them in the game at 2-0 down only, when it could have been an awful lot worse. Very similar setup here, looking to tap up a red stone into the 1 foot. Weight control was excellent again. Not an easy shot, this. Half stone tap up, makes the contact perfectly again. It looked like a possibility at one point of maybe getting the 2, but that was just a degree of difficulty way too hard. So she makes the 1. Canada 2, Czech 1. And you can see that we had 7 stones inside the 4 foot this time. Canada lying 2 and playing. Used a timeout to decide that the outturn tick in was a good shot. Turned out just to be a little bit too wide. Hits it thinner than they first wanted. 2 for sure, and then the measure confirmed that it was red for third counter, so it was only 2 for Canada. However, 4-1 up at halftime, very much in control of the game.
We take a look at some of the stats. We see Canada playing a very solid 89%, and it certainly shows on the scoreboard. Czech Republic not that far behind, but they will need to start setting up the ends a bit better. And they will have the chance with last stone in the 5th end to score a few points back. We see neither team having used their power play, so those ends are probably coming up in the second half as well. See all the other scores this afternoon in Curl Aberdeen. Australia leads Germany 3-2. Italy leading RCF 5-4. Scotland looking very strong as they now lead 7-1 on Korea. And the same goes for Hungary. They lead Spain 7-1.
The guard this way.
I mentioned the power play. And here we go. Power play, Alan. World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship 2021. It's Czech Republic, Canada. We're live from Aberdeen, Scotland. And it's a pleasure to be here and watch all these great teams compete. Huge playoff implications on the line here, as well as Olympic berths. So Canada leading 4-1. Czech Republic thinking this is the time to use the power play. For the ones who aren't quite aware what the power play entails, Alan, please fill us in.
Yeah, the team with the hammer gets to configure the starting stones slightly differently. Instead of a centre and a forefoot, they've got a corner guard and a T-line draw behind it, designed to give the team with the hammer more access to the forefoot at the end of the end. And if played correctly, can lead to a 2, sometimes even more. Can sometimes put a little bit of pressure on the last stone. We have seen some teams stealing in teams' power play, which is not the objective, but that's the basics.
We see Canada trying to neutralize that corner guard by taking it over. Not allowed to remove any stones from play at this point. We aren't allowed to move them around. So they've opened up that red stone. They've put a yellow into the house. And you know what? I think we've seen that shot being played very well this week. And that's really a testament to the ice conditions. Coming that far out, but still able to know what to expect in terms of speed and curl. It makes it very tough for the team with power play to get a big end on the board when that shot is made. Czech Republic will just draw to the open wing, knowing Canada still won't be able to play a hit, even on stones in the house at this point.
Okay.
Not until the 4th stone can you start hitting anything.
Did you get a time on that?
So we saw RCF scoring a couple of points back on Italy, and this is how it happened. Last stone for RCF. I think line 1 at the moment. This must have been a pretty incredible shot to get in there for 2. It's a big weight shot from Anastasia Moskalova. Wow, how about that? It's like watching you play, Alan.
Only slight difference was that she meant that, Zander.
That is a pretty fantastic shot to score the 2. So that game's still very close. It's a big game for Italy.
That is a foot heavy.
That is the beauty of the mixed doubles game, is there's always stones in play. There's always shots that you can attempt that you wouldn't actually play in the normal game, but you have to because there's no other paths in the mixed double game. It's designed for high excitement. Raised doubles and things are high excitement. So my check's not great, but I think just saw Thomas Paul have to put extra spin on that one, and whether that just grabbed something before the release. Really had to flick it with his fingers to counteract any dirt or debris that got underneath it there. Good adjustment, given that could have been disastrous, but no, great adjustment, well done. Maybe not of much use yet, but better than having a stone that wasn't in play.
Maybe not a terrible idea to hit this one.
That was my thought.
Because right now, it's two shots for them to get rid of our yellows.
Yeah.
So maybe we just hit roll in right now.
Okay.
No, neměli střílet tenhle. Mohl mít 3 kameny na stranách. Já bych hrál.
You can hear the thought process for Gushu, knowing Czech Republic will need to probably spend 2 shots getting rid of the yellows.
Ty osmičky bychom potřebovali rolovat až někam sem.
Maybe just hit the wide red.
Okay.
Try and roll in a little bit.
Yeah.
Those 2 other reds are fairly close together. There's a good chance they might leave a double
Tom pak bude mít tenhle ten double.
when they start making a play on those yellows. So just take care of that potential counter on the wing. 96% on the game for Brad Gushu.
Whoa. Whoa.
Picking up some dangerous form coming into the
Roll it. Roll it.
last few days of the championship.
Good. Hele, nechcem to hrát.
Ne, přichází o ten svůj.
Okay.
Blbý, že tenhle double tady prostě není. Hrát tohle ještě.
Okay.
Yeah.
No tak to.
Wow.
Love to have rolled another rock.
Musíme být přesnej.
Co? Musíme vyřešit tyhle 2, ty pak budeme potřebovat někdy vyndat, já bych hrál takhle.
Souhlasím. Sem takhle?
Yep. Deset?
So we can see that decisions being made. I think they're going to make a call to play
Bych řekl, že to bych
the
dal
yellow one at the
víc.
top of the forefoot, try and hold the shooter somewhere in front of the other red, make it
Dal bych
difficult to
víc.
get both
Budu
reds
hrát
away without
11
touching
spíš.
their own yellow, and Canada come to play.
Zajímavý.
Dobrý.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Dopadlo dobře.
Docela jo.
Gross.
Well,
Just curled slightly more than they've wanted.
škoda, že není vejš.
They were looking to roll out further to the right.
Yeah, I just
Musí první brát ten červený, to znamená,
Landed in a slightly awkward spot for Brad Gushu to
I can play it thin and see if we can get all
take
three
too
of them
many
moving, but
reds away.
a když zahraje tohle, tak asi
Either
letí
that or do
všichni.
you ever do?
yeah, I don't love leaving those 2 there.
No.
Já jsem tam.
Do you want to try and make that double?
Think so.
Okay.
It's really thin.
Když
I can make the
sestřelím
left
ty první
double,
2,
that's
tak z toho
pretty
hrajeme za
good.
2.
Might get the triple then.
Velmi blbě. Budu muset někam zajet ještě.
Oh, pretty
To bude
thin
ta
double.
ladit tohle. Nejlepší, horší?
There's a
Máš
hole.
lepší?
Že je horší ten červený.
And
Hole between the reds. There's not a hole between the front red and the yellow, unfortunately for Brad.
yeah,
Že to mi
if you went through the hole, you'd probably just pick out your own yellow. That would be a bit of a disaster. Playing with small margins here, Brad Gushu.
Yeah, yes!
Skinniest of skinny doubles.
Sounds pretty close. Oh, he does get it very thin.
Okay, too thin.
Only removes 1 red.
Thin, yeah.
Pro ně.
But I don't think that's too bad. Does push the red into 4th position.
I overcalled it, sorry.
Shoot.
That was a very
Chtěl zahrát tak sem,
brave
ale
line
jak tam
call.
zaroulem.
Shoot.
Yeah, shoot is right.
You just say they wanted.
Ono tady bude hrát hit s rolem
Yeah,
sem.
un-
já tam doufám, budu nechat nějaký
Unlikely that they would hit that one too thinly.
Stát v kruzí vůbec.
to back here, but
Well, yeah, my shooter went through. If I
Tohle je
stick it
fakt
there, I
easy
think
double,
I
yeah.
get rid of 3 of them.
Bychom museli hrát tenhle. S rolem sem, když
to
tak.
je těžký.
Je to těžký.
Strašně těžký a skoro to tam není. To bychom to museli hrát jenom tak jako výsumce.
Ne, to já to zahraju v pohodě. Jako 12, když zahraju tohle, dostanu stát tady.
Vidíš, jako,
Tak jak tady bude hrát double?
vidíš nic?
No matter what they do over here.
Vidíš
Jak
nic?
to, že nevidím
pravděpodobně
nic?
sejmu
Vidím
4.
půlku. No, vidím málo.
Vidíš málo. To je hrozně romantika, Tome.
Tak chceš hrát hit, nechat jim stej na tenhle a pak doufat, že tam bude double?
Jo. A
OK.
nebo, to je jako 4-3?
Just trying to figure out how they can score
Tohle nemusím
3
hrát, to
here.
bude easy double pro ně.
2 is very much in play.
11!
Thought he would play this.
It's hard to not leave a double back for Canada.
Deset?
10!
Try and hit this one just off the nose on the barrier side here.
I think they're playing a 10-second takeout. A fairly controlled weight.
Set pool.
Whoa.
Just to go red-yellow.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Maybe over curls? No, that hangs on. So 3 reds in the house for Canada to worry about.
Okay.
I don't think they left an easy double, so that's a really good result.
That same like normal or just a 10?
Pretty perfect.
9.5, I think, will be good.
Puts the pressure on Canada. What's the call here?
I think she'd be quite happy nosing it. It would leave either the same kind of skinny double that Gushi went for, or a stone that would be going on the low side wouldn't necessarily be under control. So nose would be okay. I don't think she wants to go too close to the right-hand side of the red and leave an easy double in the yellow. So nose or lower is my call.
This is where maybe nose or a long roll is good, but somewhere in between might not be the best.
It's a lonely stone. Sweeper not getting up, and sweeper not coming out.
Looking a bit wide here from Anderson. Very wide, actually. Only ticks the red and removes their own yellow. And all of a sudden, that is now a shot to score 4 for Czech Republic. Wow.
I liked that throw.
Okay.
Was I a little
Yeah,
close?
I don't think Gushi was quite liking that throw as much as Anderson herself.
Flashed by that much?
He has a career in politics with that answer, I think, Alexander. That was brilliantly done.
Okay.
Well, it's
Got rid of their power play anyway, so. See if we can get a deuce in the next set.
Gushi trying to stay positive. Last stone, 5th end, golden opportunity for Czech Republic. Down 3, chance to jump ahead into the lead, but this shot needs to be made. Susanna Pavlova. She's onto something. It looks and sounds very good here for Czech Republic. Right on the beak, a big score of 4. The power play working out excellently for the Czechs.
First time we wanted to hit.
And a thumbs up from Brad Askew,
Perfect.
the
Didn't hate that throw.
Canadian.
It was worth it.
5-4. Czech Republic will lead Canada.
Like a 9.5?
Yeah.
Come down.
We spoke about the playoff implications, and this is the standings in Group A before this session. We see Scotland on top. Canada, of course, could take a big step in the right direction with a win. And for Czech Republic, of course, sitting at 4-3, also a bit of a must-win for them. And we can see how the game for Italy against RCF will be very important as well. Germany looming behind there. They play Australia.
Big aggressive pop.
Pretty close. Hard to tell. And we even have another game left to play after this.
Yeah, it was more weight than I thought, but it was when she slid at it, and then when she released it, it looked like a good,
Okay.
I'd say half to a full rock set. Like it was.
Still.
This set.
Yeah. Now my peel ran dead straight down there, so it did straighten out a little bit, but. Yeah. But yeah, out of her hand. I
A
knew
big
the best
power
serve.
play from Czech Republic, scoring 4,
Myslím, že je to dlouhý teda.
capitalizing on a big mistake from Kerry Anderson. Now, of course, that makes a big difference on the scoreboard, Alan, but could that also have an impact on the mentality of the Czech Republic team and that of Canada?
Fine, let's keep.
Yeah, absolutely, Zan. I think that I think both teams
we
are
can
maybe
just freeze
surprised
that
that really did come out of the blue.
Just freeze that.
But it will certainly bring the Czech team back to life. Canada probably still in control, though. You might say that they've got 2 hammers left and a power play in their back pocket to use. So I don't think they'll be too distressed about the scoreboard. But yeah, just we talked about it before, that teams can go on
Back
streaks.
4 right now.
Okay.
You say 2 hammers.
Curling now.
Doesn't
Are
need
you
it back
thinking
8.
even ends versus odd ends? What's the thinking there? You know, I see that a lot in 4-person play, but It's not talked about so much in mixed doubles.
Okay.
No, I think that's what I was alluding to. You're right. It's not as easily to deploy because you can just never tell how the stone's going to lie. But that would be my thinking. That okay, we've got the hammer here. We've got a power play still left to use. Canada could have taken their power play right here.
I didn't get a good time.
Make sure they could get their multiples, but they've kept it in reserve. So they're probably quite confident that they can score something here.
Just a little more ice.
I think Czech Republic taking a technical timeout here. If I'm not mistaken. Clocks have stopped, and I believe the handle is just a bit loose. This happens from time to time. They get a proper beating, these stones, in a championship like this. So while we wait for that, we can just take a look at the scores, Alan.
Yeah, we can see the scores there. It's Australia 4, Germany 2, Italy 6, RCF 4 in that key match. Scotland 8, Korea 1. Czech Republic bounced back with that 4 we saw. Czech Republic 5, Canada 4, and Hungary 7, Spain 3. Without showing any bias at all, if Scotland were to win that game, which is looking quite likely at 8-1, they would be confirmed as the top team in the group, which would get them a direct berth in the World Championship semi-finals, which is quite a prize, because that would also mean that they avoid the very strong-looking Swedes from the other side of the draw.
Yeah, you'll essentially have 2 tries at a medal.
So we're just waiting. The Iceman has his box of tools on the ice. He's fixing the handle.
The Iceman cometh to fix the stone.
Of course, then the stone then had to be sanitized, but I can't say sanitized.
So I think we're good to go. Tomáš Powell will be experienced enough at championship level to not have that affect him too much, I think. Just resetting, going through the pre-shot routine, and off we go.
Já jsem fajn.
Jsem slabší.
Je to tvoje. Ne, širší.
OK, jak 5-6.
Want to try and keep the pressure on.
Netočí.
Got another mistake out of Canada here, so
Zatahovat.
want to keep this in front of the tee line and make life difficult.
Zatahovat, ale bude dobrý, jo?
I think he's done that very well here.
Yeah, had to wait a long time to play that shot. Many things to think about, but yeah, good routines. Just thrown it into an ideal spot.
Canada looking to bail out here. Just with the setup, you think Canada might be happy just to score. Oh, I'm mistaken. It looked like Einarsson did offer up the run back, but Gushue will be coming around instead.
Wait, good.
Coming with a little bit of weight, so he's looking to come around the guard and make contact with the Reds, push them both back.
Well, staying aggressive then,
On the back one.
playing for a multiple end. Just move the Reds about a bit, so opens up the scoring area a bit more for Canada, but all their yellows in behind the tee line.
Great shot, that. That is a great shot, because those 2 stones were pretty close together, so to get them both moving. Superb shot.
Dobrý směr, stejná stopa.
Tomáš Powell looking to
Stejná stopa, takže širší, jo?
just keep the pressure on. This is what you need to do in mixed doubles. When you don't have hammer, just keep putting it back in the same place over and over and over. Generally, as a curling player, you like to throw the same shot twice, but you can see Tomáš Powell just coming up 2 feet heavy on this one.
Make this double.
Yeah, I'd like to roll underneath.
Yep.
Thinking that's like good hack.
Pardon?
Good hack weight.
Yeah. Tak stojíme na tom, ale...
Leaves a chance for Brad Gushue. Get to the nose of the red stone side button.
Close to hack.
Split the 2 reds. good hack.
Okay, a little more.
Presumably a bit more than just hack.
Yep. Whoa.
Weights up.
Whoa.
The back of the hack rather than the front of the hack.
Whoa. Whoa, right off, Kerry, right off. Whoa, 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 whoa.
This is a nice played curling shot from Brad Gushu. Just enough to spin the red out of the 8-foot. Canada all of a sudden now lie first, third, and fourth shot.
See, Brad Gushu said he wanted to play the double and get an inside roll off the one he hit first, which he just did. A little movement to the right as we look there. It was a nice exit path for the red, which they accomplished as well. It kept spinning. Lots of stones behind the tee line, which is not ideal.
Já jsem váhou slabší.
Tak jo, dobrá, stopa už.
Jsem hodně slabší.
A little bit of a panicked sweep here. Tomáš Pál came up 2 feet heavy on the previous draw, and I think he's just tried to pull the strings a bit, and it's just too much. A little tight for line as well. And that just maybe hits a little bit of a different path, and gets away from him. Saving grace for Czech Republic as they have second shot, just back of the 8-foot. Not too accessible for Canada. But of course, Gushu with a chance to come around again and lie 2. And if he's able to keep this in front of the tee line, that spells trouble for Czech Republic.
Weight's close, Brad.
The 3 points could very potentially be in play.
Wait only. Whoa. Whoa.
Needs to keep this top of the forfeit.
Yep. Actually, bounce it just a little. Bounce it a little. Yep. Bounce it. Okay.
Shot.
Co?
Yep, the hand is pretty good.
Podepíšem ten svůj, no.
Just thinking over. I'm just gonna overlap, but then if he runs it.
Nebudem.
Myslíš,
že jo?
Ano, budeme horší.
Když to hodíš pomalit, no jak pak můžeme zajet takhle.
No, to bych hrála možná.
A to...
Ale nastavím double, co? Když
Pak tady je tenhle double, a jediný místo, kde můžeme zůstat.
We can see the problem. Stones behind the tee.
Můžeme dělat tohle. Možná.
Czech Republic really not anything they can use there.
Co?
Když uděláme tam to, tak jsme furt horší.
Chceš hrát to draw? Blbý, že tam není žádný Bčko, no.
Left with a cold draw to the edge of the button. Canada still got a shot to follow it, so
Při zakryjem draw na 3.
high degree of difficulty.
No, je tam vidět celý tamhle ten double.
I'd love to play the run double, but that's a very all or nothing shot.
Or we take the same line, just a little more aggressive, and then I can sweep it early, so you don't have to get out fresh. Oh, see where she stops here. Might have.
Just drawing, I think, in the end.
Yeah, just that's what I called. She's drawing the edge of the button.
It's probably an easier way to get there.
Zatím široká.
Not sure if you could roll flat enough to get in for anything but third shot. So important here to find some cover and force a good shot from Canada. This does look just a hair wide. Does it sit in time? Wow. Wow, that is a very good attempt by Zuzana Pálova. Hard to do much more.
Or you tap it back, whatever you like.
Had a bit of room on the yellows,
Even if I jammed it there,
but
still 1 or 2.
I would take that if I was Czech Republic.
Sure.
Do you like right there?
Yeah, from the position they were lying in, I think to make even Canada have to play a shot out of that mess they were in, I think is an incredible shot.
Whatever you want.
You could say that she's been a little bit unlucky just to finish exactly where she is, because I think Kerry Anderson can play on that one. Onto the red, which was otherwise pretty much safe. And bring the yellow stone about 4 o'clock in the 8-foot circle back into play. It's a tough shot.
She catches it a bit too thin, though. Might just dead jam the red.
Yep.
And we'll be just scoring the 2 for Canada. Playing a big weight. I couldn't quite make out if they're hoping to score more than 2 or just playing it safe. Last one, either way, 6-10.
Yeah, I think she's playing it safe.
Canada with a chance to score a couple back here. We'll see how this comes off for Kerry Anderson.
No sweeping yet. Needs a good chunk of it. Kick it back. Oh, good effort.
Okay.
It is good enough for 2. Oh, very good shot by Susanna Palova
Nice shot.
on her last. Forces a good shot for Canada. I think they'll be happy to keep Canada to 2. But small advantage. Kyushu, Anderson. 1 point lead, power play in hand. We have 2 ends to go. And what is so far a cracking game.
Yeah.
Well, thinking of either steal or 2. If they score 1, then
Let's play super offensive. We can manage huge amount of huge number, or we can get a steal of 1. No?
Okay.
No? Defensive, yeah.
offensive, and if it's 1, then we just need to hope in the
Yeah,
last.
it's like 13-7. It's close. Okay.
They might try and give us one here. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind being 2 up though. So. All right, let's lock it on.
A i ta jednička není blbá, ale oni
I think so, hey?
rád, že ona bohužel.
2 ends to go in this game between Czech Republic and Canada. We heard Brad Gusha make an interesting comment there, saying Czech Republic might speculate and try and give Canada a single point here. That would leave Canada
Line's fine,
without the
Brad,
chance
easy
to
line.
use their power play.
Okay, there it goes.
See line.
As for Czech Republic, if they, let's say they score 2, Canada could use power play and would, of course, be very well set up to score 2 back for the win. So it'll be interesting to see. Probably will depend on how the end pans out.
Good shot.
But Czech Republic have the last say in the end with Hammer.
Thanks.
They might have the choice.
Went a second or 2 earlier.
Menší, ale větší rejs. 7.
Gotta love the tactical aspect of the game, Alan.
That's the first time I've heard that one. It clearly makes sense, but nobody's actually expressed out loud so far. You're experienced enough to think through all the different combinations of what might happen this end, and therefore what they would need to do down last. So
Dobrý, super úhel.
good insight into his tactical mind.
Krásně.
Like freezing to R.
Taking a look next door, we see Italy playing RCF. Big, important game for the Italians. They lie 2, I think.
RCF need to get the stone
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
down into the 4-foot circle. They've got some backing, so it's hopefully relatively straightforward. The sweepers brushes up, so yeah, well played. A little bit of pressure shot, but comfortably made by Team RCF. Tightens the score up at 6 points to 5 to Italy after 6 ends. Very much up in the air that game. Key game, other game in the group.
Okay. Yep. Curl a bit more. Hard.
I just hit it.
So whilst we're watching the Italy game there, we can see that Czech Republic tapped up Brad Gushu's shot to behind the tee. He tried to then create some nice angles and just come a little light. So series of half stones so far this end. Tomasz Paul looking to advance the red one forward.
9. 8. Ne, 9. 8, 9.
Zatahuj. Oh.
Looking to push that red one forward. It's just
Ne.
not got the right angle, which was very close, but not the right angle.
Rolling in on the
Leaves
intern.
Oh, bravo.
Yeah.
Canada with a chance to
Gotta be
pop
right
another
in
one
the
in here.
pocket.
Okay.
Já si chlebe von.
Where were you aiming?
I was edge.
Edge of 12?
Yeah, or maybe just inside.
Okay.
čará radším.
No, vidíš, tohle.
Neřekl bych, že ho vidíme celý. Ale on bude trošku ze šikma, tak je to fajn.
Wait only. Line's good. Root. Whoa,
Hey,
needs
wait.
curl.
Just because Tomasz
Whoa,
Paul
needs
managed
curl.
to split open the red path
Needs a
there,
curl.
leaves Brad
Whoa, wait,
Gushu a
only
nice
needs a curl.
path into the 1 foot circle, which
Needs a
he's
curl.
jumped all over here.
Needs a curl, Carrie.
Can't.
Needs a curl.
Druhý spíš. Dobrý.
Yeah, just fraction too heavy. Kerry Anderson reluctant to sweep it too much.
Pomalu, žlutej.
Want to take anything
Ale
further
počkej,
behind the
to máme
tee.
menší, jako větší,
Happy to
ne?
let that one die.
Hek.
Hek!
So you can see there in screen we've got Scotland 8, Korea 1.
To je málo.
It's Korea's last stone. Really just looking to save some face a little bit here. There's not much else I think they can do. Looking to tap a Scottish stone back in the 4 foot to win the end. Is it going to curl enough? No, it doesn't. Doesn't make enough contact with the front one or the back one, I guess. There's possibly a 2 in there. Scotland steal another one. 9-1 win and move to 7-1. We'll top the group with a game to go. So from proud Scotsman here, well done Scotland.
Yeah, no, on the nose.
Meanwhile, Tomasz Paul
Get a little inside.
over curls,
Yeah.
nicks the
Either
guard,
that or a little hit and roll, but
and opens it up.
Yeah, and if whoever does nose, they do
same.
that.
Okay, let's do this.
Já možná byl trošku víc soft, ale já poslední co, tak tady nechci obět. Tohle je furt fajn. Furt fajn.
So the path still open for Brad Gushu.
Whoa, off, Carrie, off, Carrie.
Close though, Brad.
No, it's a little wider line than what I want.
Come off of theirs.
No.
Not liking it so far, Brad Gushu.
Yep.
Falling off,
Yep.
The sweep.
Whoa.
maybe
Whoa.
chipping off the
Whoa,
red
after
stone here
hits.
instead.
Go.
Just
Hard,
like
hard,
that.
hard. Okay, it's pretty good.
I think that works out for Canada.
A nebo můžeme hrát ještě.
3 yellows just packed into the forfeit.
Ty se lížou, takže já když vezmu tohle,
Just
jak
2
jdou
stones
všichni
left for
pryč.
Czech Republic.
Počkej,
Když vezmu ten červený, jak jdou, ten žlutý, který tam přijel, jak jsou všichni
tady
tři
to
pryč.
beru.
Two reds,
No,
maybe.
co nejvíc ho vzít.
I think we'll expect to see a bullet from Tomasz Paul here.
Z té lány to bude asi sníždět, co?
Probably just hit what he can see of the
Malinko přidal.
stone next to Susanna's broom.
Yeah, I think that's right. If he can hit what you can see, he'll opportunity to spill 2 yellow stones off the top of the 1 foot and the back of the 1 foot, create some room with his luck for her last.
Keep an eye on where that first yellow goes. Might catch on the red stone side of the forfeit. First needs to get past the top yellow here. And that shot's made. It does
Nemůžu.
catch the red, but spins away. And look at that, Czech Republic line 3. What a shot by
Couple options.
Tomasz Paul.
I did not see that coming.
Or a way to swab one in there. That's probably the best. You can get one in there and they can't get it out, right?
Yeah, we'll take another look at
Yeah.
that.
And
That
you
was
played it already.
excellent.
Yeah. You know, there it makes it real hard for the double.
See the first
Yeah.
yellow just
I
kind
think we
of
want to be
comes around the horn.
frozen or just a little bit high.
the 2 other stones and spins up. Actually comes back up and out the side door.
Ten žlutý asi nejsme schopni vyrazit.
Didn't even throw it that hard. But that's just how lively the stones are.
Kapsu budeme hrát
Getting
na
a lot of
čisté
action
nebo
on
na
them.
steel.
Mám zkusit ten double, ráno.
No, ten smrdíla to může dostat za 2.
Tak můžeme
Leave themselves lying 3.
Když tam zůstane třeba na předních 4, tak takhle.
Same line, Brad? Je to
Yep.
pak totálně.
Yep.
No jasně,
I
ale
was,
nemůžeme dostat 2 proti, to jsme
I was
skončili.
aiming probably inside edge of the
I
red
think-
rocks there.
Že se dá hrát o ten v kraji,
That'd be,
na kraji.
that'd be
So
close.
street close.
Just inside edge of 12, I think. is fine.
Okay.
And I don't think Canada's heading here.
Řekl, že je dobrý.
The ice they're taking, and Seems like they're maybe trying to freeze the pre-positioned stone that's in the back of the 8 foot.
Okay. Felt close.
Back 8 right now.
Okay. Line's close.
We're pretty heavy, Carrie.
It's really curling, Brad.
This could
Can you
spell
bring it
trouble
up?
for Canada.
Whoa.
This one needs to come down, needs to grow some teeth for Canada.
Right in between options, but the curl has come late.
It's trying.
Curl and sit.
It's really trying.
Curl and sit.
And look at that. Really good effort. Just out of hand. Not a lick to it. And timeout for Czech Republic. They know they have a lot of red stones in there for a potential big end if they can figure out a shot to play it. That could have been, that's potentially an end saver and a game saver by Carrie Anderson.
To my se jezdíme, to tam není.
No, když bychom ho lízli, tak
Ne, to jede do toho červeného.
asi tohle ne. Ale musí to být šlupa.
Never fun just having to
Dal bys to inside out,
stone
outside in.
watch, Alan.
No, there was, I think there were Canadian hearts and mouths
Hodně energie, no, tak
on that one. Brad was stepping back off the sweeping. He knew he felt it was a bit heavy.
Got you to curl it.
Kerry felt it was a bit wide, and that's a bad combination.
line was perfect if já ti vyčistím tu
We
dráhu, aby
see
to nespalo.
Czech Republic. We see what they're planning here.
Less weight.
Well, they got some scary plans.
Worth a goal, but this puts him into the scenario that Brad Gushue was talking
Like
about,
touching
whereby
on the inside.
Czech don't mind
Yeah.
giving up a 1 here.
That's
Certainly,
the
if
only way she wouldn't
it's
have
give
a
up a
shot
1 or
more
take a
than
shot for a 4, they'll go for this.
Yeah, because just scoring the 1 for Czech Republic isn't worth too much. They'll just be tied. And Canada has power play in hand, so yes, this
It's there, yeah.
makes very much sense to go for. But just a very hard shot, reminiscent of a Jennifer Jones type shot. Made it in now for 4. Many years ago, last stone, 7th end, Susanna Pavlova comes off the yellow, comes off the red, pushes the yellow.
How can we describe this?
I don't think it's for more than 1. That's very unlucky. There's a couple of ways to make it there for Pavlova.
I thought she was going to come up and make it
Yeah.
3.
Could have caught that thicker, come directly onto it.
The out turn draw coming home.
But tries to come off their own stone.
The only thing we didn't want to.
Just a little too much. And you can hear Tomáš Paul say that was the only thing they didn't want.
Just
Can I start this
one.
right now?
Because now they only score the single. It is a tied game.
She was real close to making it around the horn for 3.
So taking a second look at that one, wow. It was an extremely good attempt. But you can see how they had the option to come around the horn off the red, but just caught the back red too much and not the yellow. So didn't have enough pace on it to move the yellow far enough. Very unlucky.
Tomáš said that was the one thing we didn't want. Susanna said, can I have a glass of wine now?
Just a little heavy on my last.
You know, a hair thinner, it might come back more back up and catch more of the yellow.
Okay. Takže někam sem.
A hair thicker comes directly onto the yellow.
She was out there. It was out of her hand. It was heavy.
Pravda, že jako skip
Yeah,
nehádí.
I thought it was probably
Máš
close
ještě
to
20 sekund.
out of her hand. Kind of keeping
Bla, bla.
hope. And yeah, it just mucked in there. So
We have 1 more end of play, and I can say that with confidence because we have a tied game here. Very unlikely that we will have no score. Power play end for Canada. So Brad Gushue, Carrie Anderson, they'll be pretty happy
Já jsem možná asi dobrý
to be using their power play here, keep everything in the open as they just look to score the single point for the win.
Zatahovat.
Těsná. 3, skoro 4.
It's tough to steal against a power play, Alan, but we have seen it happen.
Yeah, it's difficult with the stones being wide, the 4 foot's open. I think most of the time
I like the intern.
it's been an error that has caused the the steal rather, excuse me,
Další guard a pak uvidíme.
rather than great stone placement.
Třeba to vyjde.
Edge 8 should be close here.
What's that?
Edge 8.
Yeah, for the split, I think that'd be close. Yeah, and I think if you give me the similar weight, I think in this path that'd be close.
So unlike 4-person curling, where you have a free guard zone here, essentially that includes the house as well. Canada can't hit a stone in the rings. So
Close. Yes.
it's still the tick shot, really. being played the split on the red, trying to take this off the center line and roll away. And that is played to perfection here. Kyushu having to run across the house, sweep the red. Of course, you can sweep that behind the tee line. And I think Canada might be even lying too.
Yeah, that's a variation we've not seen before. Of course, Czech Republic accidentally put their stone in the ring. So, but to play the split, full split across the house.
Fine.
Superb execution.
Yep.
It would have been a very good setup for a big power play end, but of course Canada only really needs the 1 point. So rolling buried, not necessary, but I'm sure it looks nice. Czech Republic, I think, coming a little bit deep again. And you can see 5 stones in play. That's an indication that Canada now is allowed to play hits, remove stones from play.
What turn are you thinking?
I'm just wondering, do I come into the yellow? You want to have a quick look?
We are shot.
Yeah. If you hit here, you come right into the side here.
To se mi líbilo docela, kdyby to zahrál.
Which isn't terrible.
Pak tu žlutý dozadu a mít tady nějakou kapsu. Hrál bys to backline z liney, nebo myslíš, že je to moc málo ledu?
Little less than half.
Okay.
So they're always hitting the red, just trying to figure out where the shooter goes. They're probably trying to roll this towards the wing and catch their own yellow.
Certainly doing that, certainly hitting towards the wing.
Okay.
That works out okay. I'm not too concerned about keeping too many yellow stones in the house.
No, that's right. And keeping that one in front of the tee is key, I think, there as well. Makes it difficult for the Czech Republic to use that yet.
There's really no cover for the Czechs. They're calling a freeze on the yellow. Best bet here is probably to lie to and force Canada to make a shot for the win.
Možná mi přidej led.
Yep.
Ještě.
Yep.
I předtím se nedotáčel, co? V minulém zápase. Šest.
Já jsem dobrá. Ne, čekej, širší.
Weight sounds pretty good.
Já jsem 5-6.
Jedu okolo.
Jsi za ní?
Ano.
I think he's calling 6, which would be top 4 weight. And that's exactly where the Yellowstone's lying. Maybe just a tad heavier than that. And it slips to the back of the 8-foot.
Okay.
4-1.
What do you want to do? Right here?
To je déjà vu, tohle.
Yeah.
Nechci to
Either that or I can peel that out too if you like.
Jsem stát dvěma. Tam si tenhle
Whichever.
musíme sundat, rolovat na
How many
střed.
shots left?
He's got one and she's got one.
Okay. Yeah, maybe just peel that back one
Okay.
out.
Nevím, jak ta stopa tady v těch 4 stopách je rychlá. Jako. Prostě jednou je to pomalý, jednou je to super rychlý. Tohle bylo 14?
13.
Jsem hodil víc, než jsem chtěl. Tady 2 minuty hraje pro dovolna.
Consider drawing open to the open house, but I'll just peel the red stone here.
All right. All right, Kerry. Good.
To tam nech, asi
No,
spíš.
ale já chci, abychom tam mohli stát dvěma někde.
Chceš hrát ten tep ještě?
Yeah, quite a safe shot, but I think
No
it's
vlastně stejná váha, jenom jí ledu.
O kámen? O 2?
Možná víc než o
what they
kámen.
needed to do. Nothing, no risk at this point from Canada.
I wonder if it might be worth even just tapping the yellow now to sit 2.
Yep.
It's becoming quite late in the end.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Tam to
Gotta
nemůže nikam do háje.
gotta get
pak
close to
od té
this
liney.
yellow. You can tap it.
Já přemýšlím, jestli no.
You can freeze on it. I think
Ah,
now
sit
you have to,
there,
I think you have to
dobrý,
make more of a play on it this time.
Jo, bude fajn. Když tak ho zametem.
Taking less ice. Did
Malinko
not finish
slabší.
for Tomáš Paul.
Tak jo. Ne, jsi dobrý.
The previous attempt.
Jenom rychlost.
Sometimes it does
Je, směr.
curl a bit more as soon as you cross that center line.
Na váhu.
Zatahuj.
Not a lot of weight on this one. Would love to stay on the inside, get shot stone. And actually ends up over sweeping it in the end.
You like just the nose?
Yeah,
well
even if
played.
I roll to center a little bit, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
Enthusiastic
That's true.
sweeping.
Že jsme neměli střílet ještě.
Co?
Jsme už neměli střílet, protože drží 2 kameny v průběhu.
Nevím, no. Uvidíme, jestli tam to něco nechat.
Yep. Well, yep. Yep. Hard.
She's just looking to remove that counter.
Good?
Ten double?
It's done. It's given the Czech Republic a chance for a double to lie 2, which is, I think, they would have taken that.
Double come.
Still to be made. Looking to leave themselves lying 2.
Okay.
Can then choose whether to draw the 4-foot circle
Would have loved to roll another rock or two, but
Yeah.
with the nose hit. So this one's got to be made, but could ask the question.
Okay. Just smash
Yeah,
it
make
back.
the double, stick it. Fully an 8-foot. Canada might have to try and outdraw it. Snag a piece of the 4-foot for the win.
that'd be close, 14-2.
Hard to ask for much more playing against the power play, trying to steal.
Zatahuj.
Czech Republic with their last stone of the game. This might be a bit too thin. It is too thin, and it actually won't remove both yellows far enough. Too bad we can't see Canada throw their last one, but Canada won't mind. They pick up a win here. Ooh, it was looking a bit sketchy for them. Gave up a 4 in the 5th end, but they're able to see the game out.
Everyone back home. I
They
love
had
you,
that
miss
3-point
you.
lead coming into halftime. Close game, and that's also devastating for Czech Republic. Huge game for both teams here.
Coaches.
And a rare hug
I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make this strong.
for Anderson.
Yes.
Brad Gushu maybe looking more relieved than happy at this point. A lot of pressure. Always playing with the make-believe on your back.
No, já nevím, co tam musím nemyslet, co tam dělat.
We'll see if we get a few words in with Team Canada, as well as run you through all the scores and what happened in this session.
Ow, right in the eye.
So this Tomasz Paul is disappointed right now.
Where's my mitt?
Chance of qualifying for the quarterfinals of the Worlds is gone. Need to do some permutations on my paper here, but I think they still have a chance of Olympic qualification, depending on
Thank you.
the final standings. That's yet to be checked, but that's my understanding. So we've got time to look back at the first half here. Second half, I beg your pardon. It was 4-1 to Canada at the half. This was a power play laid down by the Czech Republic. Gary Anderson looking to remove the counter at the top of the 4-foot to cut down the Czechs' chances of scoring. Stone just wouldn't curl. End up clicking the red and taking out her own yellow, which left Zuzana Pavlova open hit. And power play, they take a 4 and set us up nicely for the last third of the game. Facing an enormous amount of pressure, Pavlova played another superb draw into the corner of the 1-foot, leaving Kerry Anderson half-stone peel just to get rid of it. 2 Canadian counters at the top of the 1-foot. She duly makes that. Red one spills and spins, and at the end of the end, it's 2 more to Canada. Pavlova very unlucky with this one. She was looking to either give up the 1 for Canada or take a 4 herself. Elects to play the crosshouse double from the wing. So Stone's coming down. It's pretty close. Just hits the first one too thinly. Onto the red, onto another red, onto the yellow. Doesn't move it back far enough, or back sideways far enough. Only takes a 1. was not what they were looking for, because it gave Canada the hammer down the last with the scores peeled. Paulova looking to take a double takeout here with her last to lie two to put a little bit of pressure on Kerry Anderson. However, hits the front one just slightly too thin. Doesn't get enough contact on the second, it doesn't leave the house. Canada take a one without having to play their last stone. Canada take the game 7-6. And we're ready to hear from the winning team.
So you work and grind and you build up a good lead coming into halftime to only give up a 4 in the fifth end. What does that do to your mentality at that point?
I was a little bummed, I'm not gonna lie. I just got a little full of the broom and just ran there, and yeah, unfortunately gave up a 4, but we hung in and came back with a deuce, which was key.
The positive side of it, we still didn't have our power play used and still had a number of ends left. I think the key for us was coming back with 2 and 6, and that really allowed us to keep control, keep our power play till the last end.
This means that you're qualified and also securing that Olympic berth for Canada. Is that a bit of a ease for you, a bit of a burden off your shoulders, and maybe have a chance to just focus on what it is? It's a world championship rather than just qualifying for the Olympics.
Definitely takes the pressure off, that's for sure. But just kind of focusing on ourselves that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, you try and not think about it, but obviously it's still there. And now that it's done and it's over with, you know, it's something we don't have to worry about from here on out. And now it's just a matter of, you know, seeing if we can use tonight's game to build a little momentum going into the playoffs tomorrow.
Of course, time's all different now. How do you spend your time between games? Have you experienced the week so far?
She's got to go to doping control right now, so that's how
I'm just so ripped, you know. But definitely just relaxing and getting those naps in, which I don't normally nap, but I have been.
Yeah, they seen my dad bod and didn't want to test me. They knew I wasn't on anything. So I'm going to go home and just chill out, get ready for tonight's game.
All right. Thank you so much for that great game, that great display, and good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Two very happy Canadians there. The other key game in this group had been Italy against RCF. RCF needing to take the win to come back into the pack. As we enter the last end, it was the running score was Italy 8, RCF 5. Sorry, just lost track there. It was 8-5 to Italy. You can see on the board, RCF were playing their power play, looking to take a 3. But with no sweepers in action here, get the feeling this is just a bit wide. Alexander Ehrman-Stone needs to keep the yellow shooter in play. Hits it too high and rolls out. There's not enough yellow stones left to play, so RCF concede. Italy win the game 8-5. By the celebrations, I think they know that's a berth in the playoffs guaranteed. They're delighted. And just around about the same time, we saw the culmination of the Australia-Germany game. Germany had played an unbelievably good second half, having been 4-2 down at the break. They took a 3 on their power play, stole a 3 on the Australian power play, stole a 2. To be in control of the game. You can see that Australia had a chance to, sorry, I got ahead of myself. Australia had a chance to bring the game back. However, there's a lot of stones in play. Difficult combination shot. Tali Gale, the Australian skip, looking to make contact on the German stones. But no, couldn't make the combination. And Germany continued their run in the second half to steal the 2, as I said. And the final score was 10 to Germany and 4 to Australia. That keeps Germany in contention for Olympic spots, but that will be determined later on tonight.
Taking a look at all the scores in this session, we We saw Germany then with the win over Australia, also the Italy win over RCF. We saw Scotland earlier also beating Korea 9-1. Our featured game between Canada and Czech Republic ended up with a Canadian win 7-6, very close game. Hungary beats Spain 8-4, which means Spain still looking for that first win this championship. Certainly been close, but if anything, big learning experience. We'll see the standings and how the teams stack up, and we can see the queue next to Scotland, Canada and Italy. That confirms that those 3 teams will be in the playoffs, but there are still implications in terms of which teams will get a direct qualification to the Olympic Games. For Germany, Czech Republic, RCF, that becomes still very important, the last game in the last session later today. And that is all we had from this session. Of course, a couple games more, lots to play for still in group play. So join us again from myself, Sander Rolvag, and Alan Chalmers. We thank you so much for watching, and hope you join us again.